Hey there folks, back at you with another video. Today we're working on this truck. I'll put a card in, or I'll put it in the description, a link to the video. That truck that's set for 5 years. We got her to start, we got her into the shop, and now we're getting ready to get this thing back on the road. This truck is 171,000 miles on it, so it's a very low mile truck. It's got some massive oil leaks. So I figured it might as well just pull the engine. I know it's got a leak at the oil pan, and instead of just trying to lift the cab and all that, we're just going to pull the engine. We're going to go over it and through it, replace the things that are bad. So we're going to have a truck that's going to be in tip-top shape to go down the road. So I bought this truck really cheap, and like I said, we're going to take you along and see for how much money we're going to have this truck fixed up, and what all it's going to take to get it all fixed up and to be put back on the road. So please like and subscribe, helps the channel out a lot, don't cost nothing. Let's get past the intro and let's get into this. Alright, so if you want to see how to pull an engine, I'll put a video link for that in the description. So that I didn't want to go over that again because I've done that here not too long ago. But anyway, this one here has the ZF6. So already pulled the transfer case. We got the truck sitting on the stand. Or the truck, excuse me, the ZF6 transmission sitting on the transmission jack. So we're all ready to go to pull this engine. And then these are all the parts right here that we pulled out of it. So we're gonna get you set up on the tripod, and we're gonna get this thing pulled, and then like I said, we're going to go over it. We're going to go over it and see what all is wrong, what is leaking. Already found a couple things that were bad, and that's the reason why I'm pulling it, because there's several things going on. But like I said, we'll pull the engine and I will show you. So here we go. Give me 1 second. We'll be right back. Go. There's always a ground strap back here. All right, so we'll definitely have to check this out because that looks pretty crusty. What I'll do is I'll get the needle scaler out and see if we can clean this up a little bit, see how bad the rust is on that manifold. Believe it or not, the bolts actually look still pretty good. They're not wore slap out. They look like they somewhat still have their original size. However, these bolts are gone, so I need to find some hardware for that. This side, this one here is gone, and then the other one is still there, but it's super thin. So the oil pan is definitely has a leak. This gasket is leaking pretty bad. This valve cover gasket, I mean, you can tell it is. See, leaks pretty good. Like I said, in here's your telltale sign that you got a problem with the oil pan. You know, up is dry, but right here it's rusty, or oily, I should say. And this is where they like to rust through, is right through here. And for as rusty as this truck is on the bottom side, I mean, guarantee you that's an issue. So, and then while we're in there, might as well get a new flange, get that all fixed up. So we're definitely going to do an oil pan on this. Got to clean this up a little bit right here. New valve cover gaskets for sure. And it looks a little oily here, but man, I don't know. The valley is fairly dry, as you can tell. There's no oil sitting anywhere, but however, it is quite sweaty right here. So we'll probably just get some new gaskets. But like I said, this set of gaskets right here actually look really good. They almost look like they're new. They're not squished at all. Normally they got really flat. And like I said, these here still have a really good shape to it. So, but nonetheless, we'll get a new gasket for that. And you know, there's a set of gaskets that go under here. They are kind of known for leaking there. So so yeah, and while they get the needle scaler out, we clean this up a little bit here. It's not near as bad. Oil cooler looks really good, because that's where they like to leak, is right here at those O-rings. But that looks just perfect. And then she's a little sweaty right here in the front, and I can't really find where that's coming from. There's no telltale sign. So I don't know. I think we're just going to run with that. Like I said, the oil pan, valve cover gaskets, and then for the turbo pedestal, we'll get some new gaskets for that. Air compressor will probably kick on and we'll get a little loud, but just keep that in mind. Well, looks like we can go racing now. We lost a couple pounds, so we did some weight reduction. Anyway, this side here, it looks really good. You can tell the bolt heads are really good shape. Everything looks nice. The bolts itself look really good. So that's a good sign. But this side here, we're not that lucky. Let me grab a flashlight. You see how the hardware is getting really thin, like right here. See that? So that's never a good sign. The bolt heads are gone, and then we got a massive leak, or a massive hole right here. Look at that. That's a big one. See that? And then we got another big one right here. So shit. Well, so I guess we need a new manifold for this side. I'm going to check the shelf. I may have still some parts laying around that I can reuse. And what I don't have, I guess we just need to go get some new stuff for it. So, all right, here we go. We're gonna get this done, and like I said, we're gonna scrounge up some parts, and we'll bring it back. Here we go. All right, just wanted to show you how I do that. By the way, so I cut them all off with a grinder, as you can tell. Already removed a bunch of studs, but I cut them all off with a grinder. Let me put this back. You can use a Sawzall, whatever works best for you. And then I use this Titan stud remover tool. And it's rare that you can't get them out, especially if you can cut them. If you can't cut them, then maybe you have to do a little bit of welding on that. But anyway, so you shove it on there, you hold this housing, and you start turning this lefty-loosey. And the more you turn it, the tighter it just grabs that stud, because it has those teeth in there. And then here, there she goes. See that? Now give me a second here, we'll get this off. And then we'll show you how to loosen it up. So the tighter the more torque you put on this thing, the tighter those teeth right here, the tighter those teeth are going to grab that stud that's sticking out. And like I said, you don't need a lot of stud, as you can tell. I mean, these are pretty short, but it'll grab them. So anyway, so now we're going to take to the don't mind this John Deere stuff that's sitting around. That's another project that I'm working on. So now you're going to turn your ratchet on because you got to operate this thing the exact opposite. I just put it in the vise. Hey. There you go. Now she's loose. So turning right makes it go loose. And then those teeth want to grab pretty good. Just tap it a little bit, and then before you know it, you can take the stud out. You can tell, and if you want to shove those teeth in there a little bit more, then this one is wore a little bit. So sometimes you have to give them a little shove. Their new ones are more spring-loaded, but like I said, this thing has removed a lot of studs, especially for broken exhaust manifolds. I even had times where I just welded a nipple on there if it was broken flush with the block in order to create a stud, and then I put this on there. That has worked for me plenty of times too. So that way I don't really have to do anything with washers and nuts and all that kind of stuff. You just stack the stud that's broken off. You just stack it up with the welder, and when you get little nipple on there, you put this on there, let it cool off a little bit. Give it about, I don't know, a minute, and then start loosening it up. So anyway, I'm gonna keep going on that. Just wanted to show you that real quick. For the next guy, it can save you a lot of time and a lot of hassle. So anyway, I'm going back to work, so alright, be right back. Alright, so got a bunch of stuff cleaned up, ready to go for parts. and found something interesting. What does that look to you? Yep, looks like the pilot bearing grenaded, so gonna have to take the clutch off as well. So we'll get that done. It's not a big issue on the end day, makes it easier to put the oil pan on, but anyway, I was hoping I didn't have to, but we are. So here we go. So clutch needs to come off, and need to install the pilot bearing. So alright, we'll bring it back. Alright, so we got this engine all ready to go now. So did a bunch of cleaning everywhere, so I get the gasket stuff all off here for the oil pan, and I've got the new parts here, O-rings, the exhaust back pressure tube, manifold gaskets, new exhaust manifold, new up pipes, and of course the new oil pan. So yeah, so we're gonna start installing this stuff, and here we go. We'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to give you a quick close-up. So what I did is I when I put the caulking down, I just do a solid bead all the way around the pan, and then on the engine block itself right here, I'll put another caulk, some more down. On this end you can see a little better, so as you can tell, so that is doubled up, and then the rest of the pan is just single. That's just what's here is on the pan. So that's how I normally do it. I never had any comebacks by doing it that way. So now I'm going to tighten up the oil pan bolts, and then we'll go from there. So there we go. Alright, so we got her all tightened up. I don't work this here, just the end here, and then on the other side the same thing right here. There you go. So I'm waiting for one more side here to get the exhaust manifold bolts. I need the hardware for that. That should show up sometime tomorrow, and then when that's done, that engine is basically ready to go in. So we'll bring you back when we get ready to do that. Here we go. Alright, so we got the clutch back in place. Make sure you use a clutch tool for that. make sure it's, you know, nice and loose. So we got everything else done. So now the up pipes are going to get done. So I'm going to do that right now. Going to put you on time lapse for that. So here we go. All right, so get this all put together. Make sure that this is going to be loose, otherwise you'll be fighting getting that turbo on there. So what you do is you mount the turbo, you get this all situated with the turbo, clamp it all down, and then this will be the last set of bolts you clamp down. Because otherwise, like I said, you'll be going back and forth and trying to fight this to make it fit into the turbo, and it won't. So you saw me fighting this bolt a little bit. It had a burr on it, so that's what you get with that fine china. So I had to clean that burr on that bolt up, and then, you know, now all of a sudden it would fit. So anyway, don't forget to take this out. Like I said, you gotta make sure that's nice and loose, easily lined up. We got a brand new pilot bearing in that. So there she is in all her glory. I've got the dipstick in place. I've got that all done. So everything is ready to go. So now we're going to get ready to drop this engine in. We'll time lapse that and all that, because y'all, you know, I'll do that, and then we'll bring you back on the first startup here. But like I said, I'll time lapse that when I'm getting ready to install this engine. Engine removal and stuff like that. I've got plenty of videos on that. If you want, you can always look at one of my playlists. I've got a special playlist just for 7.3s, and those videos are on in there. And I've got also a playlist of how-to. It's all in there as well. But that's going to be all of the vehicle repairs I've done. So check those playlists out if you want to have more detailed you know, videos on certain things. Like I said, I've got them on agricultural stuff, you know, tractors and skid steers and stuff like that, pickup trucks and 5.9 Cummins and some of my builds. So anyway, so we'll bring it back when we get ready to drop this sucker in there, and then here we go. All right, so we got her in. Gotta make sure you don't crush your lines here or right there. You gotta be careful that you keep that wire out of the way, and then line it all up. So so we got it in place, quote unquote in place. Next step now would be to install the transmission. So I'm going to get that done real quick. Well, real quick for you guys. And then because that way then I can unhook, because the transmission is needed to help hold the engine straight, otherwise it would cock all the way over. So so that will hold everything in place. So if I mount the transmission onto the engine with the cross member in place and all that, then I can stay focused on the rest right here. So gonna get that done and we'll bring it back. So here we go. All right, she's all done. She's put back together. Did take her for a short little test drive. That went all a-okay. Got the AC all charged up. So it's got all new fluids. Did double check and make sure the fluids on the rear end and the front end were fine. They were all good. So I'll show you how she runs. Let's double check the AC. Oh yeah, nice and cold. All that is working now. So she's all done and ready to go. Did give her a quick little leaf blower. Gave her a quick little leaf blower detail. So there you go. So at least she's not all nasty like. All the loose stuff is out of there now. Did take the running boards off, cleaned it up a little bit. So, and I should have somebody coming over today to pick her up. This fella wanted to buy it, so here we go. The only thing she needs is a wash, but I'll leave that up to him. I'm not going to do that. So I've got all the mechanical stuff done. This truck is a-okay now. And then I'll put in a list right here on all the things that have been done to it and what the parts cost. So I'll give you an idea what it all cost. So because like I said, a lot of the things I've done was very basic 7.3 stuff. When they get older, you know, very notorious on the exhaust manifolds, the up pipes, you know, things of that nature. So yeah, so like I said here, at the end I'll put a little list together so you guys have an idea of what it all was and what it all needed, the oils, AC, stuff like that. I'll put it all in there, and that way you guys have an idea. And then when she leaves, we'll bring you back. Here we go. All right, well, it's clear. Truck is gone. It's out the door. It's sold. So like I said, we'll put in a list of the things that's been done to it and some of the prices of that. So here we go. Please like and subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot. Don't cost nothing. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.